It's 7 o'clock. We're going to start the meeting of the Board of Mayor and Aldermen. This is the November 7th, 2017 regular meeting. I call this meeting to order. We do have a quorum. The prayer is by Todd Kirkland from the Miracle Baptist Church, and I have the Pledge of Allegiance. Please stand for the prayer.
Let us pray. Dear Lord Jesus, we come to you tonight, Father, acknowledging that you are the one that we're totally dependent upon. Father, as the citizens of Laverne come before this board tonight, Father, we hope that they'll be able to find an area where they both can agree on. These leaders have been elected, Father, to govern and to serve this community. Father, I pray that they will have wisdom. The mantle of leadership is a very difficult one to carry, especially when there must be compromises or especially when things must be worked out to the benefit of all. Father, I ask you, Lord Jesus, to give this group that is gathered here tonight, give them wisdom. Give them your wisdom, Father. The wisdom of Solomon, in fact. Father, we ask, Lord Jesus, that Laverne does grow. It is a small town today, Father. Lord, it is on the grow. Father, there'll have to be many decisions like this made in the future. And we ask you tonight to help them to make this decision in a wise way. Father, for all the citizens that this impacts, Father, I pray that your grace will be upon them. And Father, we ask you now to cover this meeting in your precious and holy blood. Protect them from any harm in your holy name. Amen.
Place the flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. We're going to do something a little different. We got quite a few presentations and awards. We're going to run into it because we got some people that probably needs to get on out a little early, so we're going to go ahead and do that now. First, we're going to do the quarterly awards. It's something we do quarterly for people, employees outstanding. We got 3 of them tonight. We got Officer John Cross and Officer Thomas Daniel. Huh? That's Public Works, ain't it? Yeah, Public Works. I knew we had another one here for something. Let's see. Sergeant Daniel Bean. Either one. Are they here? Come on up. Let you. So we got multiple. I'll let you to hold it. I do you, Sergeant Daniel Bean. The City of Laverne Outstanding Performance Award is hereby granted to Sergeant Daniel Bean for the dedication and hard work for the City of Laverne. The city hereby recognizes you with the award and will thank you for the excellent work you have done for the City of Laverne, given this day, 7th day of November 2017. Signed the Mayor of Laverne, Dennis Waldron. Congratulations. Thank you. Got another City of Laverne Outstanding Performance Award hereby granted to Officer John Chris for the dedication and hard work for the City of Laverne. The city hereby recognizes you with this award and will thank you for the excellent work you do for the City of Laverne, given this day, the 7th day of November 2017, by the Mayor of Laverne, Dennis Waldron. Thank you for you. Let's hold him up and get a picture. And we got another one here, Thomas Daniel. Thomas didn't make it. We'll come up here and you get his. This is a Thomas Daniel. He's at Fleet. Fleet. City of Laverne Outstanding Performance Award hereby given to Thomas Daniel for the dedication and hard work for the City of Laverne. Hereby recognizes him with the award, and will thank him for the excellent work for the City of Laverne. Given this day, 7th day of November 2017, Mayor Dennis Waldron.
He's been out since midnight last night, so she said he came home and passed out.
All right. Well, I got another one here, and this is a sad award. This is one I don't want to give. This is the one I'm going to give to Rachel Hagan. Rachel, come on up. This is one I don't want to give.
I don't want to leave either.
You're leaving us on the 16th, right?
Yes, sir.
You was only here a short time. The City of Laverne certification of appreciation hereby granted to Rachel Hagan. It is with great recognition and appreciation to present this award to you for your dedication service to the City of Laverne. We gratefully acknowledge the determination and impact you have made in our community in such a short given time. Given this day, the 7th day of November 2017, Mayor Dennis Waldron, and this one I don't want to give you.
I don't want to take it. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you.
Dawn, you want to come up?
All right, so you awarded everybody in this room. We're going to give you one as well. And normally I award one at a time, but you've got three here. So this is on your completion of the utility board membership training. And this is for the A.
Okay.
And for the B training. And then, of course, for the C training. And is this the first class to ever?
This is the first class in Host, Tennessee by MTAS.
Right, and you completed that. And anybody that is in public service, whether the councilmen and women up here and the aldermen or the mayor, knows that it's always a continuous process. You learn through meeting with other people from other towns and cities and going through these classes and really getting educated on what other towns are doing in the state as well. So congratulations on continuing your education and being a leader for Laverne.
Thank you very much. That's all getting away. We're going the order of business. We need to approve minutes for October the 3rd, 2017, public hearing and regular meeting. Need a motion to approve.
Make a motion to approve.
Need a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Hearing no nays, the minutes is approved. Now we're down to department reports. Fire department. Chris?
Mayor, Aldermen, I believe you can see the numbers up there. Give you a rundown of what happened last night. Approximately 9:30 last night, we started receiving quite a bit of rain while we were out on a reported house fire. By the time we cleaned up and was returning to service, we were started receiving reports of flash flooding in the Minerva, Mercury Boulevard area. At that time, we started maneuvering, calling in a mutual aid swift water rescue team, which happens to be my old guys that I used to supervise, and also calling a couple volunteer units, one to man a temporary shelter, temporary meaning that as the waters recede, they can go back home, was manned by Box 100, and also we summoned the rescue squad. With the work of the Laverne Police Department, which took care of traffic. Along with that, we had a motor vehicle accident on I-24 that shut down 3 lanes of I-24, and we worked a motor vehicle accident with an entrapment, which we cut them out in probably about knee-deep water. We touched approximately 35 homes last night as everyone was asleep, and some we woke up. Offered them a route for shelter, an oasis, we call a lily pad in the swiftwater world, and until their homes can, the waters recede. There was some elderly folks that we touched and spoke to make sure that their well-being was okay. That was our first wave of rain that came in. Our second wave came in approximately, I'd say, about midnight. As you know, near Shreveport became the Ocoee River. We had areas on Old Nashville Highway, Jefferson Pike, Waldron Road, I-24, those areas. We saw a flash flood. I'd like to say special thanks to Lieutenant Hoffer with the Laverne Police Department. I'd like to say thank you to Garland Russell, the Street Department, and his assistant Doug Adcock that was on locally, I'm sorry, that was on vacation and happened to come in to assist in road closures. Without those gentlemen, I don't know what we would do. But the thing about it is our departments worked really well together in darkness, early in the morning. Our mutual aid teams, swiftwater teams, worked great. So we were taking care of the rescues, the street department was shutting down roads, and the police department was assisting in anything and everything in between. At 4 o'clock, or about approximately 5 o'clock this morning, we ended those things somewhat. We had a meeting underneath the police department canopy, which I about fell asleep, and I was wondering how we was going to get home. To keep in mind, residents needs to reassure that we were not the only place that was hit last night. As I was going home this morning, Las Casas, Walter Hill was overcome by water. Many rescues were performed throughout the county. We're just not that isolated water issue. And those issues have been going on for some time. As difficult as we build around and we make our cities whole, that we're going to have these drainage problems. And what we saw last night was not necessarily a drainage issue as much as it was a creek that was rising very quickly. And no time did I hear anything about flash flood warning as of 9 o'clock or 12 o'clock last night. However, our departments reacted in a proper manner. They worked together. We provided a safe oasis for the public in the event that they needed it. And we did that all within the folks of Rutherford County. The Sheriff's Department provided 2 police cars to help with traffic on Waldron Road and Bridgestone. And let me remind folks, water kills you. Turn around, don't drown. We picked up several victims that decided that they're going to run through the water and make it across. Over the years, I've experienced several drownings. So the next time we have this occur, please make sure that we turn around on those high waters and seek another route. I want to thank the police department, the street department, and all that was involved last night. There was a lot of hours missed of sleep. They did a fantastic job. Any questions?
I had a call this morning from Kathy Farrell. She's with the Red Cross, and she said that she would, and her people was on standby if we needed any assistance with the Red Cross. And I appreciate Kathy Farrell and the Red Cross because they called me this morning and said that they're waiting for the signal if we needed any Red Cross assistance. And we had a safe haven for them, and everything turned out best it can be. under the circumstances, and I appreciate, a lot of the city employees was up all night,
Yes, sir.
was up all night.
Thank you.
Thank you. Next to be, Police Department, Chief Walker.
We'll watch this video. The Martin police officer responding to the report of a car off a bridge on Jefferson Pike. That's the reason those two young men were shot tonight, because they were told they needed to be here to work the meeting. They didn't have the right to be here, but this is why. You'll see one down on top of that car with shorts and a t-shirt, and that's Sergeant Daniel Bean, who was off duty, drove by, saw it, and went into action and began trying to break into the side of the vehicle. The vehicle was on its side. The driver was extremely inebriated, and there was a foot or so of water that was inside the car on its side. Daniel had gotten something to get breaking the window. Officer John Krause got there, who was working on duty, and Sebastian was walking out. His first name was John. Got down there, they were able to get into the vehicle, get through very quickly and get him up where he was out of the water, at least where he could breathe. And then we're able to get him out. We got him up on the car. Another problem is getting him off that car and back up the top there, because you'll see in just a second, vehicles being moved, and then you'll see LFD get there very quickly. And then in just a second, EMS will show up. And we got him up right on the edge, Sergeant Bob Hayes, tail rider. That's Officer Emilio Hernandez. He's in there late. He was probably working zone one, which is, Marshboro Road, Boardroom, all the way back down to Rock Springs. And Boardroom, that whole area is zone one. It's good plan, thank you. And the reason I asked for that to be shown tonight is so that you all can see why those two young men were being recognized, why I had recommended them. That goes on every day in Laverne, though, by young law enforcement officers that are out there protecting our citizens and serving our community, and they're very involved in what we call community, capital C-O-M-M, and then all caps U-N-I-T-Y, which is the things we do within the community. Which brings me now to, why do I look like this? Well, that's Conrad looked like that. Daniel Bean. Marine. But look at him, he hadn't shaved, even though he's supposed to be off tonight. No shave, November. The old guy over there across the parking lot sent an email out. It was a couple of days late. It was on the 2nd, actually, by the time I was able to get it out and get it to everybody. But I told them for $1 a day, the males wouldn't have to shave, whether you don't shave for one day or you don't shave for every day in the month. For $1 contribution to FOP Lodge number 85's Christmas for Kids and Seniors, they could go without shaving. So I'm doing it too. We had to find something for the ladies. So Officer Jesse Haley suggested wild, bright, colored up, and marked up fingernails, which they normally can't do. And I added something to that. I said, or no more than a 2-inch wide bright, wild-colored stripe in their hair somewhere if they want to. So we've got a few females that'll be doing that. So if you see us looking a little differently, you know, I'm the old guy that believes in Stephen F. Gower's book, What Do They See When They See You Coming? But, yeah, we're gonna let it grow, but now December the 1st, 12:01 a.m., everybody better be shaved like they're supposed to be. But that's why we're doing it, is to get involved and help our community in as many ways and have fun too, because even the old guy can have fun. The report you see is very brief. It's our calls for service for the month of October. They've actually decreased some compared to October last year. And the next one is our calls for service for the calendar year to date, January through October 31st. And they've not decreased, but they're very close to being even almost. We don't have Tiber's data again this month because they switched over, TBI switched to a new database, and they're having some issues with it, so they couldn't put our October data in, nor could we retrieve anything from it. So it'll be next month, hopefully. We are cranking up. We'll be cranking up our holiday enforcement for DUI enforcement. We will be cranking up big time, full blown our efforts for our Christmas for kids and seniors, as we've done for years before I got here. The police department did that. And we'll be doing some things out and about in the community. We had a meeting, Mayor, you were here with us a couple of weeks ago when we had invited our faith community. After Burnett's Chapel, we had asked before and had not gotten a lot of response to make an offer for our folks who are trained instructors and security threat assessment folks. Sergeant John Eubank heads that operation up for us. But we had 8 groups from our faith community, 8 churches that showed. And we had, 23, 24 people who were actually here in this room, and we talked for an hour and a half, hour and 45 minutes about the need for looking and doing security assessments of the facilities, and also to train members of our faith community what to do in the event of an active shooter. And then just 2 weeks after that, then we had Sutherland Springs, Texas. Remember all those in Sutherland Springs and what they're going through right now and will for the next months, years. That's something that you never forget about, and it doesn't go away. We want to remind you of all of our efforts through the holiday season of keeping everyone safe. Another problem that we've had historically here, and it's continuing, are not vehicle burglaries as such, because about 90% of our thefts that come from vehicles come from unlocked vehicles, where they simply open a door, go in, and get something of value out of the vehicle. There's a thing going on Twitter that I've been retweeting and been involved in for the past few months, and it's called the 9 p.m. routine. If you'll get in the habit, 9 p.m. every evening, to make sure that you've locked your vehicles up outside, you've locked your doors. If you have lights you leave on, be sure you do that. And be sure if you've got iPads, laptops, weapons, things of that nature, things of value in your car, take it out and take it in the house, or make sure it's locked up tightly in your vehicle and secure somewhere, because the overwhelming majority of them are not break-ins. They're actually just open the door and go in and get it and leave. Hit and run. Other than that, everything's moving right along. It's kind of wild and woolly. I will tell you, last weekend We were involved in the events in Murfreesboro. We received a mutual aid request not only from the Rutherford County Sheriff's Department, but also Murfreesboro Police Department. We had 16 of our SWAT members who were there. Lieutenant Call met how many times? 20, maybe?
Seemed that way.
Yeah, a lot of times. He was in meetings and planning and so on and coming back, and we had meetings here and planning on our end. But our folks deployed to Middle Tennessee State University to assist them, and they were there on Friday night and assisted, and then were there, staged there again on Saturday to assist and respond from there if needed, or respond on campus, because we didn't really know what might occur and where it might happen. But I think it was a very successful operation simply from the standpoint of the country should look at how it was done here, how the agencies work together, local, county, and state agencies, along with the emergency services personnel as well. Chief Clark was there. He wasn't there as an assistant fire chief. He was there as Vergne Police Department's SWAT medic. That's his assignment there. He's a special deputized officer within the city, but he goes with them if on a mutual aid call and is covered that way. But we had dispatchers that were there available and assisting. We had others that were here on standby on Saturday, but we had a great turnout at Trail of Treats. The most people I've seen since I've been doing this, and this is the 6th year, and it was absolutely awesome. We had a lot of good folks, a lot of good kids, and the community came out and were smiling. I'm way over my time, I apologize, but I wanted to make sure you could see that video and understand what and why. Any questions?
Thank you, Chief.
Thank you.
I probably got a couple weeks head start on you. But,
Well, more than likely, I won't be able to stand this, so I'll go to what you got before it's over.
moving on down to codes, Randolph, please, Randolph.
We need you $1 a day, though, if you want to help.
The monthly report for October 2017, building permits, there were 9 single-family dwellings at 1.8 million valuation. There were 7 commercial permits at 2.3 million. There were 3 miscellaneous permits. Let's see, there were 5 others to include additions and remodels, 7 commercial plan review. Total number of permits for the month were 30 at the sum total of 4.3 million. Plumbing permits, there were 12 single-family dwellings, 4 commercial plumbing permits. There were 11 single-family mechanical permits and 4 commercial. Complaints called in for the month, there were 113 for tall grass, 68 for junk cars in the yard, 61 others. Building inspections for the month, there were 471. Our year-to-date impact fees, year-to-date totals for roads and streets are $451,346. The parks impact fees, year-to-date totals are $60,645. And impact fees for the year-to-date totals are $47,360. Monthly revenue with impact fees, year-to-date total has been $934,407. Total number of single-family permits issued year-to-date have been 196. Same time period last year was 128. Total number of permits year-to-date have been 480. Any questions?
Thank you, Randolph. We're moving on down to parks, AC.
Mayor, Vice Mayor, Aldermen. Extremely busy month this past month. We've had several things going on in the park. There are numbers for the month. We had a Dub Fest car show. We had a Howl at the Moon race, who Alderman Cole participated in. And as you can see, he has his medal with him. So he did place first in his division. We have Veterans Day flags on sale, so anybody that would like to purchase flags, they're $10, and we're still selling those. And our Veterans Day ceremony will take place this Saturday at the park. We'll start that at 11 o'clock. We have several speakers lined up. Brenda Normandia from Rolling Thunder, and Chris Oakley is a retired Army veteran. He'll be out there to speak as well. Some of our upcoming events, we have a Senior Citizens Advisory Committee meeting on November 16th at 4, and then a Parks and Recreation, I believe it's a workshop on November 20th at 6, and then the Greenway will follow that at 7 p.m. on November 20th. Upcoming events, we have, as I mentioned, the Veterans Day ceremony this Saturday. Friday, November 17th, we have a movie in the park, Nut Job 2. That'll start around 6:30. And then Saturday, we have Parade of Lights. It's on top of us again, so we'll do that on December 2nd. Any questions?
Thank you. Thank you, AC. We're moving on down to finance. Phyllis is not here tonight. She's feeling under the weather. She told me what she's got is in the package. If you have any questions, to call her. That puts it down to the library. Miss Donna.
Mayor, Vice Mayor, Aldermen, good evening. For the month of October, there were 7,327 people in the library with an average of 282. We issued 122 new cards. We circulated 5,906 items. We had 2,700 computer users. And something new that I've added to the report, it is our OPAC searches. I think most of you will remember once upon a time we had card catalogs where you got to go through the cards that librarians had diligently written on or typed on. Well, now we have an OPAC, which is an online public access catalog. It's on the computer. You also can get it mobilely, and we thank Glenn for keeping us up to date on that. So I just pulled those numbers. In our main library, we had 1,786 searches. In our children's department, on the Kids Viz, which is an awesome card catalog there, or on OPAC, 587 searches, and mobilely, we had 1,053 searches for a total of 3,426 searches. I think that's pretty good. They're looking for those items in our library. Our programs, we had 51 of children, teen, and adult, and a total attendance of 677. Want to really stress a program that we love and is dear to our hearts, and is also dear to the Laverne Police Department, is our Food for Fines. If you have any overdue fines on any of your items, you can come in now between November the 1st and November the 22nd. Bring a boxed or canned item of an undamaged, unexpired, really good food item, and up to $1 for each item that you donate will be waived from your fines. So it's a good way to get your fines down, and also all of these donations will benefit the Thanksgiving and Christmas food baskets for the kids and seniors sponsored by the Laverne Police Department. Very quickly, the Magic of Santa is coming up. Santa, of course, will be at the Parade of Lights, along with Mrs. Claus again this year. And then the next Saturday, Santa will be at the library, and after a magic show, Santa and Mrs. Claus will appear. We invite all kids to come out with their wish lists and their best smile for pictures. And the magic show is at 2, and Santa and Mrs. Claus will be there at 2:30. Due to the Thanksgiving holidays, we will not have story times on November 20th, 21st, and 22nd, and the library will be closed the 23rd, 24th, and 25th, and we will resume our regular hours on Monday, November 27th. Our book sale that people have been asking about will be March 9th and 10th. That's a Friday and a Saturday, and it will be at the multi-purpose building this year. Do you have any questions?
Any question for Donna? Thank you, Donna. Great job over there. Looks good. We're down to water treatment plant, Silver and Trent. Mr. BB.
Yes, sir. Good evening, Mr. Mayor, Vice Mayor, Alderman. My name is Brooks Boyette. I'm the new acting project manager with Silver and Trent for your facility, your water treatment facility. During the month of October, the plant consistently met the water consumers' needs, both water quality and demand. We treated 128.8 million gallons of Percy Priest Lake water, delivered 114.6 million gallons to the city's customers. That breaks down to 4.1 treated per day and 3.69 delivered to the customers. Also in October, the city, Severn Trent, as well as the City of Laverne employees, engineers from Griggs and Maloney, and members from Paul Membrane Services met to discuss the actions needed to develop a schedule to rehabilitate the Paul membranes used to reuse water from the lagoon. That action has already been taken, and we're moving forward with the plan to develop in mid-December. Severn Trent personnel also met with members of the City of Laverne, engineers from Griggs and Maloney, and integrators from MR Systems to discuss the current issues they're having at the plant with the SCADA system. Severn Trent will be working with MR Systems to develop a recommended path to recommend to the city moving forward. On October 15th, we lost high service pump number 2, and we're down to 2 of 5 high service pumps. The city, with the city's permission, Severn Trent moved forward to rebuild all 5 Ross valves. The work was completed the week of October 23rd, and we are now capable of running all 5 high service pumps. We continue to clean out the lagoon. The rains held us back a bit, but we're going to be able to finish that by the end of November. Severn Trent is now fully staffed at the water facility. Myself, along with Brad Sullivan, have joined the team. I will be the project manager, as I said earlier, and Brad Sullivan will be a cross-connection inspector as well as working with the maintenance department. The Percy Priest Lake is currently at summer pool levels, which is 490 feet above sea level, with an average depth of 28.7 feet. The rainfall in October was 0.44 inches above normal and is 6 inches above average for the year at this time. Moving to the salary cap, the maintenance cap is currently at $91,459. And our community involvement for the month of October, we have incorporated tours to our plant. All you have to do is call the plant at a number. We also donated $1,500 to the Howl at the Moon event that took place on October 20th. We participated in the Health and Safety Fair that occurred on October 25th. And we also enjoyed the Trail of Treats very much on October 28th, giving out candy, slap bracelets, and bags. Y'all have any questions for me, sir?
Any questions? Thank you very much. Now we're down to Public Works. Garland?
Good afternoon, Mayor and Alderman. This is for the month of October. We had a total of 35 requests for brush pickup. We picked up a total of 859 with 52 loads with almost 156,000 pounds. Workhouse program, we had 512 hours. That on-call we don't have that anymore, so that was just overtime for the couple of races they had with 120 work orders. In the fleet department, we had a total of 36 vehicle repairs, all done in the shop except for one. We outsourced it. We've done 24 oil changes, 4 sets of tires, 4 sets of brakes, and equipment repair, and overtime there was with the 2 runs that we had. Any questions?
Question for Garland? Thank you, Garland. Thank all y'all guys. Y'all was out all night working in the rain, and I appreciate it. Y'all stepped to the plate. Y'all and fire department plus police department, everything done a good job last night, and appreciate it.
Okay. One thing I'd like to say, Chris brought up about turn around and don't drown. I had gone to check a couple of areas today. The underpass is still probably 2 or 3 foot of water in it. And I was pulling back up, and a young gentleman in a Ford diesel truck thought it would be fun. He took off flying down. He went around our barricades, which we had them all 3 sides, run through the water, and he couldn't get out the other side, and I pulled up beside him. I called Officer Hayes to come out, and the guy said he was trying to get to a doctor's appointment. But the bad part about it, he had a child's seat in there. And I asked him, what would he have done if the child had been in there? Probably wouldn't have went through there. But that does, that's the only, they move their cones all day, but, we put them out there you know, that's just like a stop sign. It means stop. If they don't want to stop, they don't want to stop. So, but I would urge everyone to not go through the barricades. Thank you.
Appreciate it. Great job. Then down to Utility Department, Michael Deeks.
Mayor, Alderman, good afternoon. For the month of October, the Water Department had a total of 116 work orders. We had 2 mainline breaks, repaired 9 service lines. Our cleanups for the month were 14. Our estimated gallons of water not sold was 112,805. We had a total of 57 hours overtime for the month. Sewer Department, we had a total of 150 work orders, 92 service calls, 58 pump stations. Our final grinder pump inspections for the month was 1. Manhole inspections and repairs for the month was 65. Our grinder pump rebuilds in-house was 5. We had a total of 62 hours overtime. Also, I got to recognize my guys in the sewer department because they also was out all night long for the most part and into this morning and monitoring lift stations. We had a lot of inflow into the sewer system without one overflow at a station. So I'd like to say thanks to those guys and the job they did last night. On down to our meter department, we had a total of 434 work orders. Our new meter sets was 15. We swapped out 119 meters, answered 396 Tennessee 1 calls. There were 10 leaks located for the month, walked 10.5 miles of pipe, and listened to 568 meters with a total of 40.5 hours overtime. Any questions?
Thank you, Michael. Good job, y'all.
Thank you, sir.
Y'all working hard over there. That puts us down to Human Resources, Cheryl. Excuse me.
Good evening, Mayor, Vice Mayor, Aldermen. Here is the report for Human Resources. We had 4 external jobs posted with 221 applicants, 2 actual new hires. 1 employee was promoted, 2 resignations. We had a total of 7 workers' compensation claims with 4 liability claims, 84 care appointments, 1 no-show. There are 359 lives covered, and 3 HRAs were conducted, 1 short-term disability claim for a grand total claim dollar amount of $316,397. Are there any questions?
Thank you, Cheryl.
Thank you.
We done the presentation, so we're down to old business. Second reading ordinance 2017-23, an ordinance to amend the fiscal year 2017-2018 general fund budget for a fire department vehicle. Need a motion to approve or deny.
Make a motion to approve.
Motion to approve. Need a second.
Second.
Second. Alderman Cole.
Aye.
Alderman Brown.
No.
Alderman Jones.
Aye.
Vice Mayor Green.
Aye.
I say aye. Ordinance 2017-23 passes 4-1. Down to number 5. Motion to approve or deny a settlement offer for Ryder truck rental condemnation lawsuit. Need a motion to approve or deny.
Make a motion to approve.
Got a motion to approve. Need a second.
Second.
Alderman Jones.
Aye.
Alderman Cole.
Aye.
Alderman Brown.
Aye.
Vice Mayor Green.
Aye.
I say aye. Motion to approve the settlement offered for Ryder truck passes 5-0. Down to consent agenda. Get a motion to approve or to deny.
Make a motion to approve.
A motion. Need a second.
Second.
Alderman Brown.
No.
Alderman Jones.
Aye.
Alderman Cole.
Aye.
Vice Mayor Green.
Aye.
I say aye. The consent agenda passes 4-1. Now we're down to new business. Number 7, a resolution 2017-24. This is a resolution of the City of Laverne, Board of Mayor and Aldermen to declare property owned by the city to be surplus to the needs and directed disposal of the same. Need a motion to approve or deny.
Motion to approve.
Got a motion. Need a second.
Second.
Alderman Cole.
Aye.
Alderman Brown.
Aye.
Alderman Jones.
Aye.
Vice Mayor Green.
Aye.
I say aye. The resolution 2017-24 passes 5-0. We down to number 8. Motion to approve a proposal for the operation, maintenance, and management of the water treatment plant. Need a motion to approve. Oh, wait a minute. We got to pick one.
Yes, sir. The recommendation is to award the proposal to Severn Trent. We have been working on the final draft of the contract, and I do believe all of those details have been ironed out, but we'll have our city attorney review that, obviously, before it is signed. The final contract price after removing the electric is $1,546,335. So if the board wants to approve that proposal, that is what the recommendation is at this time.
So we can approve it, deny it, or defer it. We've got 3 options, right?
Yes, sir. If you defer it, just keep in mind the current contract expires at the end of January, so time will be getting shorter and shorter.
Need a motion to go one way or the other.
Make a motion to approve pending final review from the city attorney.
Got a motion on the table to approve. Need a second.
Second.
Got a second. Alderman Jones.
Aye.
Alderman Cole.
Aye.
Alderman Brown.
Aye.
Vice Mayor Green.
Aye.
I say aye. The motion to approve Severn Trent passes 5-0. Do we need to put anything else in there, Evan or Bruce?
Just as long as it's subject to my approval, that.
Subject to Evan's approval. So we're down to approve or remove board and committee members. Number 1, Planning Commission, 2 terms expires. That's Earl Garvin Jr. and Yvonne Ablin. They both wish to stay on, but we do have 2 more. That's a Richard Dench and Miss Brown. This is a appointment that the mayor makes. I'll put Earl Garvin Jr. back on and Yvonne Abden back on. So that puts us down to B, Senior Citizens Advisory Committee. 2 terms are vacant. Deborah Black and, Deborah Clark and Siebel Pettigo. We don't have to remove either one of them. We just have to vote to replace it. And we do have 1 applicant, and that's Lanisha Durham Simmons. We got one applicant. Do I have a motion to put Miss Simmons on?
Motion to appoint Tanisha Simmons.
Got a motion to put Miss Simmons on. You need a second.
Second.
Got a second. Alderman Brown.
Aye.
Alderman Cole.
Aye.
Alderman Jones.
Aye.
Vice Mayor Green.
Aye.
I say aye. The 5-0. So Miss Simmons is on the Senior Citizens Advisory Committee. Now we're down to Beer Board. One is removed, and that's Deva Beach. Do we need to remove her?
We need a motion.
We need a motion to remove her. Why are we removing her, Bruce?
Lack of attendance at the
Lack of
meeting.
attendance. Need a motion to remove her, or I guess we could option of keeping her on, but need a motion one way or the other.
Make a motion to remove Ms. Beach due to lack of attendance.
Got a motion to remove lack of attendance. Need a second.
I second.
A second. Alderman Jones.
Aye.
Alderman Brown.
Aye.
Alderman Cole.
Aye.
Vice Mayor Green.
Aye.
I say aye. She's removed with votes of 5-0. Now we need to put somebody on the beer board, and I think we've got
No, sir.
one.
No,
We got no applicant for that, so
Not yet.
we're done with that deal. So we're down to number 10. Number 10 is a resolution 2017-25, a resolution to authorize the mayor to enter in a contract for the purchase of real estate property for future public works facility. Need a motion to approve or deny. Need a motion to approve or deny this resolution.
I make a motion to approve.
Got a motion to approve. Need a second.
Second.
Got a second. Alderman Brown.
Aye.
Alderman Jones.
Aye.
Alderman Cole.
No.
Vice Mayor Green.
Aye.
I say aye. This resolution passes 4-1. And now we're down to mayor and alderman comments. Alderman Jones.
I'd just like to say, I'd just like to thank Pastor Todd Kirkland for stepping in tonight and doing our prayer for us.
Alderman Brown.
I would like to thank all of the people in the city that worked together to help the flood efforts last night. I know that was the fire department, the police department, Box 100, the rescue unit, the street department, the sewer department, Rutherford County Sheriff's Department, the Swiftwater team, and everyone else that contributed to the efforts. I really appreciate it, and the dispatchers as well. Thank you for all your efforts. I think we had some flood damage, but I think it was 7 inches of rain we had last night in a short amount of time, and that was the best case scenario that we could have had. So thank you for your efforts. Thank you so much.
Alderman Cole.
I want to echo those comments as far as thanking all the city personnel and volunteers who helped out with all the flooding that was happening throughout the city last night and this morning. Ask everyone to remember the people in Sutherland Springs, Texas, with the church shooting there. Also, please remember all the different events, whether it's Movies in the Park, the Veterans Day program on the 11th, as well as the Christmas parade. I know we want to see as many faces at the parade as possible. And then I just want to wish everyone a happy Thanksgiving. Thank you.
Vice Mayor Green.
I would like to thank everybody that put up with me for being gone so but it was a rough thing that I had to go through with my hip. So I'm glad to be back and thankful for all of you.
I've got a lot of stuff. I hope I don't miss anybody. But first I want to thank Don, Representative Don White, for taking out of her busy schedule and coming here and spending the time to give me my presentation. I appreciate that. Good job she does for the Middle Tennessee area. And due to the rain, a lot of the city employees was up early in the morning and late last night. And I appreciate the effort. I know they was wet and cold and miserable, but they got the job done. And I talked to Kathy Farrell with the Red Cross and this morning, and she heard on Channel 2 that we had a place for the flood victim to go, and she wanted to extend out her hand to the Red Cross if they needed anything to, if they was put up. And I told them right now the people that was displaced went with neighbors, friends, and families, but she said just call, and they're sitting on ready. And I appreciate Miss Farrell with the Red Cross. She stepped up to the plate, and I appreciate all that. And today I got a call, and they wanted me to nominate Robert Caleb Ingalls for Congressional Medal of Honor. A lady asked me to do that, and I told her that I'd be happy to do that. So we put him in for the Congressional Medal of Honor, and I think if he gets it, it's well deserved. And my deepest thoughts and prayers go out to the people in Southern Springs, Texas. It's terrible. It's terrible it happened, because we knew something like this is happening in our back door, so I can imagine what the people in Texas going through. Remember Veterans Day? We're having it Saturday instead of the usual Veteran Day, so people can come out. We had a lot of people asked us in the last couple of years, said, I'd like to come, but I can't come because I'm working. So that's the reason we're having it Saturday on Veteran Day. We're having it on Saturday to give people opportunity to show up. It's at the city park, and Park and Rec always does a good preparation for it. And are you gonna sing this year, AC?
No, we actually got somebody else to come in. I'll give somebody else a chance.
Okay.
Oh.
And it's a good time to check your vents in your crawl space under your house, close them for cold weather, and cover your outside pipes and valves. And be sure to put your new filter in your heat air conditioner unit. When it turns off real cold, you wanna stay warm. And wish everybody a safe and happy Thanksgiving. The holidays is around on it, and I appreciate all the help everybody done. And I have nothing else. I'm gonna call this meeting adjourned.